Buenos días y bienvenidos a la sexta semana, semana 6, en que va a cubrir o está entre el 19 al 25 de septiembre. Welcome again, this is week 6. So this will be covering the 19th through the 25th of September. And as always, under the tareas semanales in your Blackboard, you'll see the Semana 6 folder, Capítulo 5. And Capítulo 5 we're going to divide into this week as well as finishing up next week and some review. So los objetivos específicos esta semana, you're going to be able to identify, refer to different parts of the body. This will be parts of the body, external parts as well as internal. You will refer to indirect objects by their pronouns. In Semana 5, we talked about direct object pronouns. The who or what is the object of the verb. Here, it's going to be the indirect, the to whom or for whom something is done. And you'll learn the indirect object pronouns. You'll be able to ask and tell where something hurts, go into a little bit more about likes and dislikes, as well as what bothers you or others. You'll be able to sorry, I see number 4 is just a repeat of number 3. I apologize, I will erase that. So then students will also discuss and ask about what matters to them and others and what is of interest to them or others. And so you'll see that the dislike and likes, the pleasing to or displeasing to, the bothersome to, the interest to, those all require indirect object pronouns. So you're going to be learning verbs that are like gustar, where they will take that indirect object pronoun. So in this week, you'll read the textbook. You'll complete the corresponding My Spanish Lab activities. Okay, you'll take the quiz in Blackboard. This will be the vocabulary quiz. There will also be a grammar quiz in My Spanish Lab. This week, there is only one dialogue. I'm splitting them up, one dialogue this week, one dialogue next week, as they both deal with Capítulo 5. Okay, so what you will do also is log your 2 hours of language cultural contact. Now, your prior presentations have been graded. My comments and your evaluation sheets are up in Blackboard. So please look at those for when you go to do your second cultural contact, and you'll be working on that, turning that in next week. So you want to make sure you can start working on it this week, since it's kind of a pretty easy week. So if I go into Capítulo 6, okay, we'll see, as always, that we have the lista de tareas. Okay, I apologize, you'll watch the week 6 welcome video, I'll correct that. Okay, you'll read the textbook. The book is going to be covering pages 130 through 142, so you'll notice it's not as heavy because I'm dividing chapter 5 into 2 weeks. Okay, and again, as always, you'll have your more exact plan with all the My Spanish Lab activities on the Semana 6 plan here, as well as here, and again, it will be down below under Lectura y Tarea. Okay. You will complete the quiz on Blackboard. Now the quiz is on words associated with the human body. These are going to be coming from pages 131 and 132 of the textbook. So you want to make sure you really study these terms, that you're very familiar with them, how they're spelled, where the accent marks go, as well as using the articles, the el, la, los, or las, making sure they agree in gender and number. You'll only have 15 minutes to complete the quiz, and we'll see in just a moment that the quiz folder is below. There's quiz in My Spanish Lab. It will consist of the last 3 activities on the list of the homework. Okay. Each quiz is going to be counted as 10 points each, and it's only 8 minutes per activity. Okay. And then again, a reminder, Dialogue 7, Diálogo 7, will be due on September 25th by 11:59 p.m. So when I'm completed with this video, again, I will place it here in the video Video de Bienvenida, semana 6. Here again is a brief overview of what you'll be doing. And here you'll see the more specific plan, as well as here. Hey, the quiz, semana 6. If I enter into the quiz, I'll see the vocabulario. And again, reminding you, okay, can be found on pages 131, 132 of the book. Okay, they're related to external as well as internal body parts. And again, you want to study these terms very well. You want to know what the correct definite article is for each one, so know their gender. Okay. Here is a short video going over the pronunciation. So if you know that you have some issues with some pronunciation, I suggest watching the video so that you can hear those terms. Here's a reminder on how to place accent marks. And then here's the quiz, reminding you that you have one attempt and only 15 minutes to complete the quiz. So you want to make sure you practice, putting on your accent marks, etc. Although you haven't had many issues with that to date, the biggest issues have been forgetting the definite article, okay, when asked for in the instructions. And again, I will grade this quiz manually. Now, I know it says here 0.5 points will be taken off for each misspelling accent mark. Honestly, I've been being a little bit more lenient on that. And I've been taking off 0.05 points for those. Okay, so that is the quiz. Okay. The next thing in line for Semana 6 was the Diálogo 7. So if I go to Diálogo 7, I'll see again, the description from the syllabus. You should be quite familiar with that right now. Okay. And again, I just want to remind you, the Google Hangouts on Air is being done with as of the end of this month, and issues have been arising already with it. So my suggestion would be maybe Skype each other and then have one person using Screencast-O-Matic record their screen, which will allow me to see both people, but will also catch the audio for each person. And you can automatically upload that to YouTube. And then you both would submit the YouTube link. Okay? So, diálogo entre un nutriólogo or nutrióloga y un paciente. Y el paciente es un hombre o una mujer de México que acaba de sufrir un infarto de corazón y que también padece de diabetes. Okay. So one of you is going to be the nutritionist while the other person will be the patient who just is from Mexico, recently had a heart attack, but also suffers from diabetes. So we're going to be recommending a diet exercise program. However, this person prefers his or her regular diet, which contains some unhealthy choices, and he or she does not like to exercise either. Okay, so as always, you'll be running through the dialogue twice, switching roles. You want to make sure you review your food vocabulary. Now, that was found on pages 122 and 123 of the text, as well as parts of the body, 131 to 132, to help you create this dialogue. So, we're going to have the appropriate greetings, the introductions, and with the introductions, obviously you're going to be stating your name, but the nutritionist wants to find out how to spell the name, find out how the patient feels today, what his or her normal diet is, his or her exercise, how is his or her exercise routine, and then give some some suggestions, some recommendations for a healthy diet, as well as suggestions for an exercise program focusing on specific body parts. Okay? Ask the patient if he or she likes your suggestions. Okay, this is page 138 in the book. They're verbs that require indirect object pronouns. Tell your patient what he or she needs to do. This came from 4.8, Chapter 4, Capítulo 4, with IK and other special expressions. Thank him or her, and then the appropriate closings. Okay. Now you also want to make sure along the way that you're using the vocabulary expressions that you've been learning, even from prior chapters, so you don't forget those. And also, you want to respond appropriately to one another and have appropriate reactions. Okay, so for example, if a patient says, me siento muy mal, don't just move on to the next question without making some sort of comment like lo siento or lo siento muchísimo or va a sentirse mejor muy pronto. Okay, you need to have some kind of a reaction. And then again, you will see the rubric, which is the same rubric we've been using all along. Okay? Okay, so then you have the recursos, the extra resources. So this seems like a short week, which will also give you opportunity to start working on your next cultural presentation, which will be turned in next week. Okay? As always, please let me know if you have any questions. Déjenme saber si tienen preguntas. Y buena suerte. Gracias.